usually two straight columns, and you have to match the left side with the right side. And what I'm going to talk about is that I think this exercise, this kind of exercise, has been undervalued. It's seen as sort of very routine, boring thing, and I think there are lots of things that we can do with it. But this is the sort of the conventional way it's done. Okay, you've got opposites here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. See if you can get there before the lines do. And you just join them up, or you write 1B or 1D or whatever it is in your exercise book, and you go on to the next. But why two vertical columns? Why two vertical columns? And why do you have to match 1 to 1? Which is how they always do it. And I'm sort of looking at other possibilities. Can you think of any?
Across.
Okay, across. Anything else? Diagonal. We'll have a look at a couple in a moment. Here we go. Okay, why not? First of all, why not 3 or more? Why just 2 columns? Okay. So, what goes with what? A beautiful 6-legged diamond. Well, you can play with this, but you know, obviously you can see clearly which is meant to go with which. And why not horizontal? And here you've got the same sort of thing as I had the first time, but in this case it's synonyms rather than opposites. And you write the lines down and across vertically and between 2 horizontal lines instead of vertical lines, which just gives a little bit of a change to the normal way that people do it. And then the other possibility is, why not star-shaped? Let's put one set that you have to match in the middle of the page, okay? And the things that you have to match them with around the outside. So you come up with someone said star-shaped, here's your star-shape. Okay, and diagonals. And then, what other possibilities are there? Why not just a scatter? Why do you have to have lines at all? Why do you have to have any regular shape? Why can't you just throw them chaotically on the board and ask people to draw lines linking things? And it's much more fun that way. Where's the last one? Green leaves. Okay, right. So that's the sort of chaotic open one. Why not a matrix? And here we've got lots and lots of squares and lots of possibilities. And you can see how this works. You have the nouns at the top there and various qualities down the side. And you put the checks or the ticks in where you think they belong. So it's not 2 lines anymore, it's 4 by 4. Okay. Why 1 to 1? Why do you have to have one right answer? Why do you have to have one thing matching one thing? How about 1 which you have to match to many, or choose which matches rightly? Or 2, you have to choose which go with them. Or why can't you have several matching several? Let's look at some examples here. For example, you take positive. Okay, which of the right-hand ones does positive go with? And I mark in which one to go with and ignore the rest of them. There's no 1 to 1 here. You have to choose between them. The other possibility, of course, is to take 2, to take positive and negative. And then you can match all of them with one or the other, positive, negative, so it's 2 to several. Let's see how that works. More lines, no negative lines coming up. Yes, here we go. Dangerous, shocked, ugly. Well, you might think differently, but that's just for the point of view of the possibility. Okay, several to several, and here we've got lots of different possibilities. It's a question of collocation here. So, new goes with, I think, all of the possibilities on the right. But young can only go with teachers, drivers, babies, probably. Here's some of them filled in. I haven't filled in fresh. What does fresh go with? Bread. Anything else? Fresh developments, right? And ideas, right. So it comes out sort of a bit of a mess there, but it's much more interesting to do than the original one, which I showed you at the beginning, obviously. And while we're at it, why does it have to be right answers? Why does it have to be correct or incorrect? Why not open up to different right answers? Well, let's look at some examples here. See where this one's going. Oh dear, this is taking a while. Is it really 20 seconds? Okay, here we go. Okay, this looks like a straight matching thing. But then you say, okay guys, you can read a book and sit on a chair, but can you think of other things you can do here? For example, you can Right, you can watch a cake, you can read a t-shirt if it's got writing on it. You can sit on a cake, you can do all sorts of things. And how about this one? How about this one? Here are all sorts of things, and I'm asking the students, okay, what can you match with what and make a coherent sentence out of it? So, any ideas? Sunglasses, okay, but you can actually make sentences there. And the next possibility is I tell the students, okay, here are the connections, you decide what the connection is and how to do it. So a rabbit can't wear glasses. Okay, there's nothing which says it has to be a positive sentence. Or a snake likes to lie in the sun, or whatever. You ask them to join those up. So I'm starting to sum up now. Different kinds of meaning connections. So the conventional ones are opposites and synonyms, but you can also have adjective-noun combinations. Remember I had the beautiful, expensive diamond and so on. You can have picture-word, as I did in that star-shaped one, mouse and a picture of a mouse. Connotations, positive, negative, and other kinds of meaning. Different kinds of meaning connections. Collocations, what does new go with, what does young go with, what does fresh go with. Logical possibilities. Can you sit on a television? Sure. Yeah. Yes, of course you can. Associations, connections, as in the princess and so on, and contextualizing within a sentence. Here's a word, contextualize, match it with a sentence, match it with another word. To sum up then, there are lots of things you can do with a conventional matching exercise. Think about mutilating your textbook. Now, it's not doing it the way the textbook said, but doing it your own way. And redesigning matching exercises, or if all else fails, design your own. Thank you.